Hi friends, this is Sue. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm wondering, are you getting all excited for Christmas and December? I know I am. Around this time of the year, my juices start flowing and I start thinking about my Christmas journal. And so I'm going to come in and just kind of, I'm going to try and show you very quickly some of the things I've done in the past, and maybe it'll give you some ideas. Three of the journals I'm going to just quickly page through are already on my channel, and a couple of them are not. I've never uploaded a flip through of them. This is one of them. I first began doing a December daily back in 2018. I'm not going to call it a December daily. That's a different kind of journaling process with binders and acetate sleeves and things like that. So I've sometimes you hear the term used the same as a Christmas journal, but it's, I guess, a little different. So I'm just going to call it a Christmas journal. When I first started, I was coming out of bullet journaling. I had been doing a lot of that. So I started by making my first one as a kind of a traveler's notebook with elastic bands in there. So just to give you a little idea, had a calendar at the beginning and some of the things that I wanted to do, kind of a list of my decorating, my bucket list for the month, and I did a lot of photos of what was happening that month. I put up my village, which I do every year, and I just kind of documented the various steps and talked about some of the funny things that we have in our family. Some of the things I did, and places, it always seems like, you know, at least pre-COVID, we did a lot of activities, getting together with people and that kind of thing. So here you can see another traveler's notebook kind of thing. So my little granddaughter. So yeah, just what was going on in my life. There always seems to be have a lot going on in December. So I like to record that. So that was my first one. All right. And then that was 2018. 2019, I took a book cover and again kind of used a traveler's notebook kind of thing, although this time I used some twine. I wanted that flexibility of being able to pull things out. So that goes way back. I've always liked that. And again, as I decorate, I just take pictures and stick them in there, you know. This one, I think in particular, I was following some kind of something that someone put out that was a little scripture of the day. Oh, it was like, who are you praying for? So this one was praying for your neighbors and praying for the homeless and pray for those who work day and night and so on. So you can find a lot of that in there. I think this one is actually up on my channel, so I'm not gonna, you know, spend a lot of time with that. This is when we got our little canary. So you can see, if you want a closer look, you can always go back and look at that. But again, just kind of documenting what we're doing, what our Christmas looked like. And this was 2019, so pre-COVID. Went looking at Christmas lights. All right, so that's up there. In 2020, I had started doing the Happy Planner. And so I like the flexibility of being able to take pages out and work on them that way. So I think that's what led me to choose the Happy Planner style. I don't care for this one quite as much, but yeah, I was doing a lot of tracking in my, I was doing, I think I was still doing a bullet journal. Maybe I was doing it in a Happy Planner style. I think here is when I started documenting Christmas movies I was watching. Movies, yeah, different things like that, errands. Scrapbook pages, photos. Memorabilia from the day. Yeah, this was 2020, and yeah, we had been, so I had to look back at all the things that were going on in that year, the year that COVID stole Christmas and that kind of thing, what was going on in the world. So that was that. And then the next year, 2021, I decided, I think Meg Journals was doing the accordion style for, was it Junk Journal January? Or maybe she had done it for Christmas. Anyway, I decided, maybe it was July. I decided to give that a try, and I really liked it. I was thinking about doing it this year. You know, it just spreads out like this. So I liked the idea of that. This one, I think, may be on my channel. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because, you know, you've seen a million. Make my Christmas movie list, and then I put the dates in that I did watch the various movies. Yeah. Here you go. And then I do go all the way through the month. I don't stop at Christmas. I always go all the way up. Said a mask and gloves were enough to go to the grocery store. They lied. Everybody else had clothes on. So, yeah, it's just a wrap-up of the year. So that was 2021. And then last year, 22, I chose this book, and I think there is a flip through of this, so I'm not gonna spend time on that. Just to give you the idea of what was going on. So I'm not going to go into, I'll save for another video what I've decided to do this year. But I did a lot of thinking. I really had some ideas and wanted to try something a little different than what I've done in the past. But I'll get to that. I have made it, and I'm gathering the things. I just wanted to kind of show you some other ideas that you might consider for Christmas type journals, like this one. This is a little golden book. And what I did here was I decided to have one book to use throughout several years, and to just document each year's Christmas separately so that they would all be in one place. And when I started that, I had to kind of go back and look at some previous Christmases. This goes way back to when my son, who was a little one, my daughter and her family, and the babies that were coming along. So this first part was just all kind of, you know, throwing stuff in there of pictures that I had from previous Christmases, but I didn't really remember what we had done too much on those Christmases. So I started with 2019, and, you yeah, I can see here I'm just kind of sticking the pictures in and not really writing about. And then for some reason I went back and to 2018. I'm not sure why I did that. But in 2020, we drove out to Colorado, and that was during COVID. So, and then we had Christmas here when we got back. So, you know, I'm still behind a couple years. I've got the pictures, but I have to put them in. But anyway, I just thought that's a nice way to document Christmases all in one place. I also have an Easter and a Halloween little golden book journal, doing things the same way. The next thing, and just two more things, I also made this as just a glue book, and I made it so that you could flip it and have different types of pictures in here. And a glue book, as you know, is just taking things and gluing them in. You can be as clever and detailed as you want in creating scenes, or you can just, you know, throw stuff in anywhere you want. So this first part was just putting in things that were more current, would you say? I don't know, just contemporary types of pictures. Just things from magazines, from things that come in the mail. So more of a bright and festive look. And then I still have, yeah. Then if you turn it upside down and start on that side, it's more vintagey. It has more of a vintage feel. So also glue book, but more of a vintage feel. So that might be something that you consider if you've got a lot of Christmas images. Maybe if you've got way too much to just put into a Christmas journal, maybe take some of the extras and put them in a glue book. It's just fun. So that's another idea for Christmas. And one more, I made these for my daughter and my daughter-in-law, and I keep one. I just chose a small book that had something to do with Christmas. This was called The Christmas List, and I really didn't do anything to the cover, but what I use it for is just to remember what I'm doing from year to year, especially when it comes to shopping, what I've bought for each person. So it helps me during that year. You know, I try to spend about the same amount of money and on each person. We really just, I give a check for each of the grandkids to their parents to buy a gift, and I just do stockings. So I try to spend about the same amount of money on each person, and so over the years I've just kind of kept track of what I've bought for each one as I go along, because sometimes I find things during the year and, you know, put them in a bag in the closet, and then I forget about them. So what I do is I write things down. I didn't even write anything there, but so this is 2021, and I write done when I've reached my limit and I feel like that's complete. And yeah, 22, you know, I spend about 25 to 30 on each one. So it helps me, you know, what have I already given them? I want to change it up a little bit. So it's got lots of pages here to fill in for years to come. And it just kind of keeps me organized. I also made one for my daughter. I said, why don't you just use it as a list book? You know, it could be if you're planning a Christmas dinner, make a list of all the things you're going to serve, and make a list of the gifts, you know, for each of your kids and your husband. But, you know, what are you doing in the way of decorating? What's your plan? Make a list for each of those things and just keep a list book. So however you want to do it, these are just some ideas on what you could do for Christmas. And it doesn't have to be a Christmas journal. It can be any kind of book, but I always like to dress it up a little bit and have some fun with it. And man, I've got so many things out there in so many stickers and just everything. And I try not to buy more, but you're at Hobby Lobby and ooh, isn't this cute, So it accumulates. But anyway, I hope I've given you some ideas, and stay tuned. One of these days I'll be putting together my basket for Christmas and showing you what my journal looks like. And in the meantime, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.